reached to the top of Ojos Del Salado. 6,893 meters. Fuck. The view is breathtaking. It was a bit of a climb to get here through this valley, but I mean, just look at the views.
Ojos del Salado, 6,893 meters high, the highest volcano in the world, the highest mountain in Chile, and the second highest mountain in the Western Hemisphere. A mountain I climbed in March 2025, where I went snowblind for 2.5 days, where I pushed my body to its limit, and where I made unforgettable memories. This is how it went. It all started while motorcycling around Peru with a good friend of mine. I was looking for things to do after she and I tried a small 6,000 meter mountain called Chichani in Peru and failed due to some poor acclimatization and arguably poor gear.
Ronnie, I don't feel good.
My thirst for the mountains was definitely unsatisfied, and we were camping along the Peruvian coast in the Atacama desert. And late at night, I was researching what mountains I could climb nearby. Quotes. My options were narrowed down pretty quickly to Aconcagua near Santiago, Huascaran, more north in Peru, or Ojos del Salado, only 2,000 kilometers away, really just a short drive, in northern Chile, near the town of Copiapó. I had missed the climbing season for Aconcagua and Huascaran, but I could still just about make the climb for Ojos del Salado, so I booked it. A few thousand euro out of my bank account, and a couple of weeks of driving later, and I was in Copiapó meeting my climbing partners and my guides. It was a mixed start to the trip. My climbing gear was being express posted to Chile from Ireland and didn't arrive on time. So I had to rent gear such as high altitude boots, ice axe, some gloves, and some small little bits. Thankfully, I still had some of my own gear, such as a harness, helmet, but among the key items which I could not rent was high altitude sunglasses. I only managed to get some ski goggles, and this would come back to bite me very quickly. To begin the expedition, we drove with a nice convoy, a couple of Toyota Hiluxes, 250 kilometers into the desert, carrying all our food, water, tents, and resources that we would need for the climb for the next 2 weeks. We stayed a couple of nights at a shelter with a really majestic view of the mountain Tres Cruces, I'm butchering that probably, with a flamingo-filled salt lake, Salar de Maricunga. The acclimatization hikes went well there. The refuge was incredibly beautiful there. And with our Argentinian cook, we had some nice barbecues and some nice banter with my new climbing partners. And really just some incredible stars to see over the mountains with clear skies in the desert. Next, we moved to the real base camp, Laguna Verde, 4,300 meters high, a salt lake with hot springs around the edge, surrounded by over 26,000 meter peaks. The views were incredible. lightning in the distance in the evening on the Argentinian side of the mountains, and the Milky Way overhead at night. After some more acclimatization hikes, touching 5,500 meters and going back down to 4,300.
This is today's acclimatization hike. We won't be going all the way up to the top. It's like 5,920 meters, just to like, I think down about there, like 5,200. Then one rest day, and up this one, San Francisco, which is 6,018 meters, which we'll go all the way to the top of before the big one.
We had the first challenge, Mount San Francisco, 6,016 meters high. It would not be my first attempt on a 6,000 meter mountain, actually my third. I had failed Laguna Peak in Nepal due to bad weather not giving me a chance. And my recent failure on Chichani meant my nerves were pretty high. If you don't make it up San Francisco, you don't get a chance to make it up Ojos. You have to show that you're ready and that you can get up there, and it's pressure. The climb wasn't easy. I believe only 2 kilometers from the trailhead to the peak. It was long. 7-hour, 46-minute day, according to my Strava, of hiking slowly to get to the top safe and to get our bodies used to the altitude. Miraculously, everyone in the group of 13 people made it to the top. It's almost kind of unheard of to have a full 100% success rate for 6,000 meter plus mountains with a group so big. So spirits were high. The view on the top was incredible. It was purely of the beast, Ojos Del Salado. It was absolutely center point to the view on the top of San Francisco. Ojos is a giant. It's absolutely just incredible. Beautiful prominence, and it doesn't hide away from its neighbors. So you're looking at this mountain and, I'm going to do this next. That's the mindset you got to have after already just making an incredible achievement, getting my first time over 6,000 meters.
I've just climbed Mount San Francisco, 6,000 and I think 60 meters, and look at this view. It is just, it's beyond incredible. It's beyond the whole 360 is ridiculous. Mountains everywhere. Oh my god. This shit was one of the hardest things I've ever fucking done. Ever. Gee, this is so worth it. Incredible. I can't wait for the next mountain. Fingers crossed for Ojos Del Salado. We'll see. We'll see.
The descent was good for me, not for everybody. Water ran low. Some people ran more tired than was comfortable. Some were too cold, not thinking straight. Some needed more sugar, more food, and it was a reminder that there is real risks. And as I went to sleep that night, I noticed something strange in myself. My eyes were sore, but I figured it would be okay, and I woke up to something you never want to wake up to. I was going blind. I could tell, even in the dark of the tent, that my eyes were not doing what they're supposed to. Upon stepping out into the world and being blasted by the sun off the bright salt floor and snow-capped mountains, my vision went totally white. If I covered my eyes, I could see for a couple seconds, and I did that to make it to the mess tent for breakfast, but it didn't go away for long. I went out for a 10-minute walk to the hot spring, and with category 4 ski goggles, so they're blocking 96% of the light, I still had flashes of white. I was seriously getting worried now. On the way back from the hot spring, I wrapped a towel around my head. So towel around the ski goggles, just with tiny pinhole to see through. And I was going totally blind. Everything was white. It took me walking directly behind my climbing partner, almost holding my hand to get me back to the mess tent. A 10-minute walk took easily 30. And the whiteness didn't go away when I went back. The rest of the day, I lay down. I had to cover my eyes completely, and I went to sleep only with some eye drops to help and some hopes and prayers. The next day, same problem. Blind even with ski goggles on. So I borrowed some Category 4 sunglasses from my climbing partner Vicente. Shout out to the mad Dutch Mexican amigo. And I wore these sunglasses. On top I wore the ski goggles, and then still towel wrapped around with just pinholes to see through. And I was still going blind. So this is pretty bad. This is like, if you wear these glasses, you can't see shit if you wear them too. And I was able to see totally through them, and my eyes were just totally white. So today, the second day now, was not the luxury rest day of the first. I couldn't just sleep it off. We needed to acclimatize. So we went with the cars to check out the route to Ojos. A lot of, obviously, off-roading, driving, where the world record is for the highest drives in the world. With Porsche, where they go up to 6,700 meters. So we're driving Hiluxes up to 5,900. And yeah, we kind of had just a very easy hike, acclimatization for only 1 hour to get from 5,900 to about 6,000 on Ojos to get familiar with the trailhead. And I was going in and out of blindness in the car there, stepping out, but I was still able to do the hike, just mostly covered, looking through the pinhole, and it was easy, so just, slowly making my way through, being okay. In the evening, still some flashes of blindness and being a bit scared, because the next morning I had a couple flashes of blindness, totally white for a few seconds, but by midday it passed. And this was really exactly what I needed, because midnight was the summit push. It was, we go and we leave to where we were, and I need to be able to see. Otherwise, I mean, A, nobody's gonna let me climb. B, that's not happening. So yeah, got some rest, dinner, and then the real work begins. It's midnight or 1 a.m. we leave, and it's 2 hours in the car, I think, to high camp. The route was bumpy. Nobody had slept. Too much excitement or too much nerves. And I was over caffeinated from the start. Sometimes you do this for the mountain. You're like, give me fucking 3 coffees. Let me get going. But not a good idea. No sleep pad in the car on the way there. But yeah, I was ready. I was hyped, and you need that. You need to bring high spirits, high energy, pure hype, and yeah, we started the hike. It was mostly going good. Yeah, I think we were a group of 10 for the start, and we just needed to push. We just had to keep going and going and going. We would hike for 1 hour, stop for a couple minutes, then go again. You're only stopping for water, change the layer if you're too hot, too cold, and then you go again. For me personally, normally I don't sit down. I don't let the lactic acid building my legs, so you're just standing up, change, sit if you need to open the shoes, and then try stand back up most of the time if you can. Yeah, we did this, and we spent the bulk of the time traversing and ascending the main glacier.
We are about 6,300, maybe a bit more. 2 out of 10 dropped out
You come with the group
already,
and
but
you
the
see
view is spectacular. Sun has just risen.
drink something and try to think not much.
Happy thoughts. 5 more hours to the top.
Endless zigs, zags, deep breaths. One breath in, one step. One breath out, one step. Any faster, you lose your breath and your pace. At minus 28, we were lucky. There were gusts of wind, but far more moments of calm. We were climbing under the stars and all the way through the golden, turquoise, pinky moments of the sunrise. It was 9 really grueling hours up. It felt endless going up this glacier, but we made it to the caldera. You don't see the peak until you make it to the caldera, so a rest was in order. Half of the group made it to this point, 6 out of 10, and the others descended. They had various issues, but we didn't know what at the time, just that they were safe and descending. We readied the harnesses, ate some lunch, dropped our backpacks, only carrying what we needed to get to the top, and prepared our bodies and our minds for the final push. One person stayed here, as they had a disagreement with the guide. They thought one person was a liability and didn't want to go up with them, but the guide made a different call, and I also made a call to go with and to push for the top.
Un poco más, a bit further left. There's a road.
Which was a bit nervous because the most experienced client was the least, or arguably most experienced client was the least oriented. It was not a good sign, but the guides made the call. So 5 out of 10 went for the 100 meters more of vertical gain, which took 1 hour and 20 minutes. Each step was painful. The steepness meant every step was a deep lunge or a staggering side step or French step. There was adrenaline pushing us due to how close we were to the summit, and excitement pushing you. But then there was the little shock surprise. To reach the tippy top from the couloir, you need a fixed rope climb. So one guide went up, clipped for us to belay, and I went first.
Okay, we're at the final push for the summit. Just this rock climb behind me left, but we had to climb up this motherfucking steep ass, stupid, dumb cunt of a valley to get here. But it's the highest volcano in the world, so I guess it's gonna have a stupid, what's the right word? Caldera?
Couloir.
Couloir. It's gonna have a stupid couloir.
Be careful there.
Yep. I thought this was a trekking peak.
Rock and ice climbing with the crampons attached in rental boots, which did not fit very well, was not easy. It was nerve-wracking, and at almost 7,000 meters, it's fucking hard to it's hard to climb. It's you do a couple movements climbing up, catch your breath, go again. But I made it without any big issues, and at the top, I cannot describe really with words, of course, the joy I felt. I yelled out in pure ecstasy. I took photos, videos. I looked in every direction. at the view for as long as I could. I hugged my climbing partners. I signed the book at the top for the summit, and really I thought to myself, how on earth did I push my body 10.5 hours to this point? It was crazy.
Ojos Del Salado, highest volcano in the world, and I'm on top of it. Look at this absolutely stunning view. It was a bit of a climb from down there to get up here. I'm fucking knackered. I have been hiking for like it must be 8 hours, 9 hours. I can't even tell. Holy fucking, this is incredible. I was blind for 2.5 days on this trip. I just saw the most amazing stars with stars, thunder, and incredible scenery like this. I cannot tell you how. The words will not never do justice. The mountains of the Atacama. Holy fuck. Oh, fucking hell. Holy shit. I did it.
Sorry about the rope thing.
Tama! So strong, man. Good job.
What goes up must come down. At about 2 p.m., I think we began the descent. We regrouped with our member at the edge of the caldera, and with our backpacks back on, we began to go back down. This was, as typically, is a lot harder than going up. Every zig, every zag was felt. Knees, hips, backpack getting heavier with each step, and a lot of nerves. It's always more dangerous going down, so when your guide says you cannot fall here, this is not optional, you need a lock in. You need a focus. And this is so draining for your body, for your mind, for everything. It's almost like you need meditation for pure focus on every step you take. It took almost 3 hours to get through this main part, the glacier, and then the rest on this loose scree, which is sometimes nicer on the knees, but when you're stepping down, you're also sliding a little bit, so pretty common to fall on your butt with this, and falling on your butt is not what you want. And it's a long, long way to slide if you don't get yourself. In total, descent was 4.5 hours, so a 15-hour climb, up and down. Everything hurt. The whole body was screaming, but everybody made it down safe. One person made it down in an emergency setting with diarrhea, going down the whole mountain. I can imagine that was not very fun. But for the most part, everybody made it down good. We a couple hours driving back to base camp. We shared a beer and our dinner, celebrated the success. One person from our group successfully summited a different mountain on the day before or the other day, so we had a very big kind of party for about 30 minutes before everybody totally crashed and went to sleep. So if you're wondering what it takes to climb the world's highest volcano or any 6,000 meter mountain, then all I will say is you need to keep trying. I didn't succeed until my third 6,000 meter peak, and I didn't let anything get in my way. I chose to go down and not try the other peaks because it was too dangerous for weather or poor gear, poor acclimatization, and yeah, don't forget to respect the mountain and always go down if you're ever doubtful or unsure. Yeah, for going up, when the conditions are right, you need a mindset to step into. For me, it's I have a mantra: easy peasy. I say it over and over and over. It tricks my brain. It puts me in this focus, this meditation to say, yeah, it's just one more step. Just one more step. That's all you got to focus on. Keep the breath. Don't panic. And one more step. Trust your guides. And get the best guides within your budget. It is something I cannot preach enough. A good guide and a good cook makes a world of difference. You are putting your life into these people's hands, and you want to be able to trust them. And for me, the group I went with, and these specialists, I cannot recommend enough. The food was world class. I am seriously missing this food every day. And I've never eaten better, even as vegan. And thanks to the cook, Charlie, he was incredible, and the guides were all top class. Like to name a couple, Jorge, Carla, and Manu, were all world class. You would not want to climb a mountain without them if you had them there. And then the owner is just a super cool guy, Maximo Kausch. Has like some world records for highest motorcycle drives on 6,000 meter mountains. So he's a crazy guy. Yeah. And yeah, that's all I have to say, I think, about Ojos Del Salado. I hope the footage I'm editing in looks good, because it is the hardest thing I've done in my life so far. Until the next mountain.